Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here. Sorry, I was totally on another planet. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to Thankful Thursday. It has been an awesome morning already. We got up extra early. We had an extra long walk. Had breakfast. Sat down. Just got off a great training session. My morning training session that happens Monday through Friday. Um, it's just been such an incredible start to what is going to be um, a very roller coaster day today. Um, but I'm thankful for everything. A 13-year journey comes to a close today, and that 13-year journey is I'm going to try. Oh, jeepers! That 13-year journey today, and I am grateful for every single moment that I have had in this journey because without it, I wouldn't have had to stretch and grow. I wouldn't be the woman I am today. I wouldn't have learned the things I have learned. I wouldn't have been able to help the people that I have helped along the way. Um, I know there's people out there who say I inspire them because of the journey I've been through, and so I am grateful for that. But today is the closing loop on a 13-year journey. So what happened 13 years ago today is the day that Brad was diagnosed with cancer. Um, he That's when he went in and had his colonoscopy, and they found a cancerous tumor in his colon. Well, they said it was in his colon. It turned out to be in his rectum because they blow everything up and well, they inflate the colon to get the cameras and everything and the scopes and everything in there. So because it was right near the border of the rectum colon area, they thought it was colon, but we later found out it was actually rectum. Um, but yeah, so it was 13 years ago today. It was Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday 13 years ago today, and that's when we discovered that he had cancer, and our lives forever changed. And you're probably going, well, how does that loop get closed today? Today, the probate finally gets finalized. It's been three and a bit years, almost 3.5 years, and so the probate is finally completed today. So that is closing that entire loop on the cancer journey. And I'm sitting there with my little key, um, ready to lock the door to declare that portion of my life complete. Yes, I will still have emotions. I will still have the grief process that I go through. Um, but that's just it's declaring it complete. And when something's declared complete, it doesn't it changes your attitude towards it. It changes your way of thinking towards things. But I am absolutely and utterly blessed to have gone through that journey. Like I always told Brad, I would never go back and change anything except to ask for more time with him. But that's part of our journey. It's part of what life has. You know, there's plans out there that we don't even know about, on where our life is going and things like that. And it's our job to discover it and to discover that and make the best of this journey that we have on earth. We only get one shot at it. It's not a dress rehearsal. This is the real deal. So today we are declaring the whole loop with Brad's cancer journey now complete and locking the door on that journey, and taking more steps forward. So um, who knows what's going to come down the road. I have a lot of plans. You've all seen my, I'm going to look for it, it's sitting next to me every day. You've all seen my dream book, my ideas book. This is just one of many. Most of the other ones that I have plot ideas for books and stuff in them. So one of my goals this year is to actually get my writing out there and get it published. But we'll see we'll see how that goes. But today, locking the door on the cancer journey. It's finally come full circle. Um, when when the lawyer told me that the hearing for the finalization of it was today, I said, like, the 21st, why is that so important? And that was before I found out my daughter-in-law is due to have baby number 3 today as well. So there's a lot of emotions that are going to be going through today. And like I said, it's due date for grandson number 3. It is 13 years today that Brad was diagnosed with cancer. Today is the finalization of his probate, and there's just a lot happening on this day, and so it's sort of like wow. But I didn't realize I knew something. When the lawyer told me the date for the hearing when we got it moved from December to January, when he told me the date, I thought, okay, besides the grandson being due date being today, there was I knew there was something else about this day. I couldn't remember what it was at the time. So I thought, what the heck is it with this day? And then something in the back of me was niggling and then it was on Monday when we were observing Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday on Monday that I suddenly thought, hang on, wasn't it the 21st when Brad was diagnosed? So I had to go pull up a 2008 calendar to see what day was Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and you think it would be a date that's ingrained in my head. For years, I thought it was the 19th, and then I went back and had a look, and it's actually the 21st. So, and so that's when I had to go and readjust everything when I was calculating out how long the journey had been. So from the date when diagnosed to the date that Brad passed was 8 years, 9 months, and 3 days. And yes, there is a book coming with that title. It's in the works. But I've got to be in the right mood to write that book because it's a very emotional book to write. So I have to be in the right mood to write anything for that. And every now and again, I'll just go write some memory will come up and I'll just go jot it down so that I remember when I come to writing the book to include that story or maybe include that story or include something else. So, but yes, so today's going to be a very up and down day, but I'm very grateful for today in every way and all that it represents. I also, a friend posted, I saw posted on Facebook earlier today, this really cool thing. And I'm going to read it too because I saved the photograph because I really liked it. And it said, did you know gratitude? I thought, well, this is appropriate since it's come up on Thankful Thursday. Did you know gratitude shields you from negativity? Think about it. I mean, even when you are in a situation that could be a negative situation, there's always something to be grateful for in that moment. For me, there's been a lot of journeys along the way, a lot of ER trips, a lot of having to fight with doctors, well, not fight with doctors, but have constructive discussions with doctors and some nurses when advocating for Brad. So, most people think of that as a negative situation, but I always found a reason to be grateful for in all of those situations. Getting the news that Brad had cancer, most people would take that as a negative. I still remember the moment when the doctor came in and he put his hand, and we've been sitting there for ages in the recovery room, and Brad kept rolling onto his back, and the nurse kept saying, no, you have to stay on your left side until you pass gas. And because they put the air into the colon and rectum so they can get the camera up in there and have a look around, and for the colonoscopy. And so he had to stay on his left side until he passed gas, which is getting rid, and that way they knew there was no blockages there and everything was flowing fine that way. And so that came and went, and we're sitting there for ages, and we're like, what the heck is taking the doctor so long? Well, the doctor finally came in, and he said everything went well, but we did find a mass inside your colon. And we're like, okay. And he puts his hand on Brad's knee, and by the stage Brad was laying on his back and he had his knee bent. So he puts his hand on Brad's knee and he goes, I'm sorry to tell you, but it came back positive for cancer. And we both looked at him and went, what? And then I looked at Brad, and the look on his face, I immediately switched off my emotions and said, I need to be there for my husband. And I got up, because I was sitting on the chair next to him. I got up, I went over, I hugged him, and I said, we're going to get through this. We're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And so then the doctor had me going, and he gave me a list of numbers I had to go call, set up appointments, because there was scans that had to be done. There was surgeons that had to be met with, and all of this, and sitting in the nurse's station there with this list of phone numbers and having to call up and having to tell them that my husband's just been diagnosed with cancer. And it was so surreal in that moment. It was so surreal. Here I am making these appointments for my husband who's just been diagnosed with cancer, and having to tell him, hey, my husband just got diagnosed, just had a colonoscopy, he's been diagnosed with cancer, we need to see the surgeon, or we need to get this CAT scan done, or whatever it was. And even though I was repeating it every phone call that I had to make that day at the nurse's station before we left, because they said you're not leaving here until those appointments are made. So as I'm sitting there and I'm making all those appointments, even though I'm repeating, My husband's just been diagnosed with, just had a colonoscopy, has just been diagnosed with cancer. It wasn't sinking in. It was not sinking in. It was just so surreal. When we got into the car afterwards, of course, we made the first of two very difficult phone calls to make. The first, we called his mum first because when we looked at the time difference for back in New Zealand, it was a little early to call. So we called his mum, let her know what was going on, and talked with her for a bit. And by this stage, we're both tears streaming down our faces. We get off the phone with his mum. We just sit there and we just hug across this, because we're sitting in Brad's Yukon, and you've got this massive console there in the middle, so you can't really hug it very well in that. And I'm sitting in the driver's seat because had been on the twilight drugs, so he wasn't allowed to. He was considered legally intoxicated. We always loved that term. We always loved that term. Even though they had him on the twilight drugs, he was still considered legally intoxicated, so he was not allowed to drive. Love that term. And then we went home and hugged and cried some more, and just kind of sat in silence, not really talking about it, because we're both having to process this news. And then it came time where it was late enough in New Zealand that we could call my parents, so we called them and let them know. And again, more tears came that day. It was a very, very emotional day that day. But those two phone calls, even though they were difficult, the hardest part was telling his kids, because we did that as face-to-face as we could with the kids. I think Brandon was away at college at the time. I'm trying to remember, 2008. Yeah. So, we had, so then the next phone calls we had to make were, so we did his mum, my parents, then his kids, then Brad's brothers. So, there was a lot of difficult phone calls we made that day, and then just having to sit and process all of this. And then Brad, the last call that Brad had to make was to his boss, to let him know, hey, we're not going to be in tomorrow because of this. Then I had to call my boss and said, this is what's happened today. I'm going to be in late tomorrow because I'm going with Brad to get the scans and stuff done. And the work was just so accommodating on everything. There were the times I had to spend in hospital with Brad and his surgeries. Every moment they were very, very accommodating. And my supervisor and I became very good experts in the Family Leave Medical Act and how that preserved my job and everything. And I was able to take extra time off once my PTO was used up. I was able to take extra time off to go and sit with Brad and do it on a part-time basis rather than a full-time basis. So it was, yes, it was a very emotional day that day. That's still, even looking back, I still get that surreal feeling when I look back at that day. So, but anyway, still grateful for that day. So somebody posted this today, and I can't remember who posted it, but I saved the picture because it's so cool. And being Thankful Thursday, my phone is not cooperating. It said, did you know gratitude shields you from negativity? We've already done that one. Makes you at least 25% happier. And I sort of thought, yeah, I guess it does, because it lifts the spirits. And when you lift the spirits, you feel happier. Good thing to know. Rewires your brain. Absolutely. Totally agree with that one. That's why my brain's such a mess. It's full of gratitude. Eliminates stress. Absolute. Well, you can still be in stressful situations, and it eases the stress. In some stressful situations, when you are being grateful for being in that moment, it doesn't fully eliminate the stress, but it does ease up on the stress. And the more grateful you are for it, the more the stress is eased up. It heals. And I thought that's a really cool one. And I thought, I guess you could turn around and be grateful that you're going through a medical challenge or a health challenge or something, and because you're doing that, and gratitude, it's not on here, but gratitude comes from a place of love, and love is the strongest emotion out there. It has the most power out there when it comes to projecting positive feelings out there, law of attraction, all of that. Being grateful helps improve your sleep. So if you're having problems sleeping, find things to be grateful for before you go to bed each night. It boosts the self-esteem and performance. And I thought, actually it does, because you feel more confident. When you're grateful, you're feeling more confident about yourself, both inside and outside, and it comes across. It enhances the law of attraction. Absolutely. Emotions that you put out there have a boomerang effect. So whatever you, or a mirror effect, some people say, look in the mirror and whatever you're feeling, it gets reflected back to you. But when you put out a lot of love and gratitude, you're going to get a lot of love and gratitude back at you. And it improves relationships. And I thought, yes, it does, because you are now grateful for that person. And when you see that person, you have that feeling of gratitude towards them, and they're mirroring it back to you. It's that boomerang effect again. So that was on a post that somebody posted today in a meme, and I thought that was really cool. I should really go back and find out whose wallet I stole it off. Borrowed it. Yes, I borrowed it from somebody's site, from somebody's Facebook page today. But in all things, be grateful. So I am grateful for the 13-year journey I have been on that I am now declaring complete. So we are locking the door on a 13-year journey, and we're going to continue moving forward. And the other cool part is that I'm waiting on the news for my new grandson. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I don't even know. Yeah, today's due date, so we're all on tender hooks right now. So hopefully. But anyway, so that's good reasons to be grateful for. What are you thankful for today? Let us know in the comments below. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling, grateful day today. Go, if you're feeling a little down or anything, go pull out a piece of paper and write down just five things that you're grateful for today. What are you most grateful for? It could be something about yourself. I'm grateful I can fit into these pants, or I'm grateful that it's oh my gosh, it's raining. I've got to go dance in the rain. I'm grateful that it's raining because I can go outside and dance in the rain. Yes, yay. Zippy won't though. She hates being outside in the rain. But our walk, thankfully, this morning was very, very cloudy, but we didn't get any rain. Okay, rain's already stopped. But I'm grateful for the rain, because the other cool part about the rain coming through is it is cleaning out the air. The air here is atrocious at times. I looked on the allergy thing today, and dust and dander has been extremely high for the last few days. Today it says low, L-O-W, low. And I'm like, yes. So my sinuses today will get a day to be able to breathe properly, to clear and be cleansed. So I am super excited about that. All the particles in the air that they monitor for health, for the health thing, whether an air is suitable for breathing and all stuff, that's all getting normalized, and it's currently fair on their list. So they've got good, then fair, poor, bad, really bad, or something. I can't remember all the things, but we're like the second lowest level that you can get on the, or the second highest level you can get on the quality of air for being really good for you. So the rain comes through, it helps clear all of that out. So I am thankful, but it looks like the rain's already stopped. So it'll be one of those days. It's sort of like as soon as you hear it, out the door, do a little dance, be grateful for it, come back in again. Anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday. Go out, find something just find one thing to be grateful for today. And then when you find that one thing, find the next thing. You get a task completed. Be grateful that you got that task completed. If you got it done ahead of time, be grateful for that. If you get a package you've been waiting on, be thankful that you got the package. Be thankful that you can pick up this device and you can call people to say, hi, how are you? Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Okay, that might be a little much for some people. I get it. But whatever your equivalent is. So be thankful that you have this communication device that you can reach out and touch someone. So, be grateful. Be grateful that you have food in the cupboards. Be grateful that you have clean water to drink. Find at least one thing you can be grateful for, and then find the next thing. And make a list today of at least a minimum of 5 things throughout the day that you are grateful for. So have a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday, and we will catch you guys later today. Hekonera.